guys, it's me, K Marie, and welcome to my channel. Big hugs! Thanks for watching again, yet another great video. So today the topic is going to be how to save money on your wedding. You can take what you want out of this. You don't have to go buy this, but I think I did a pretty good job at figuring out some ways to cut some dollars off and reallocate them to our honeymoon. So stay tuned if you want to save some coin. Alright, so tip number one is eliminate the bridal party. So this goes for bridesmaids and groomsmen. No one wants to get rid of their bridal party, but trust me, it saves a lot of money. When you actually factor in how much dresses cost and makeup cost and running around to fittings and alterations and all of that stuff, the price tag goes up. So if you eliminate your bridal party, for one, you have a lot less people to worry about, and then on top of that, you save some money. Tip number two, do it yourself. There's plenty of DIYs out there for wedding decor, invites, things of that nature. So do as much yourself as you possibly can. I'd say make your own flower arrangements, your own centerpieces. Do what you can yourself, your own wedding invitations also. Or you can cut expenses. That's where you're gonna save some money. Tip number three, use minimal flowers. So I know it kind of sounds funny because flowers are like a huge thing in weddings. Like every wedding has flowers somewhere. But that doesn't mean that you have to completely eliminate the flowers. Just don't go getting the most flowers, especially if you're already going to be in a scenic area. I just had my wedding the weekend before last, and we got married on a beach. And it was absolutely beautiful with the blue water and the waves and all of that jazz. We didn't need a bunch of flowers because who needs flowers when you have the ocean? When you have the beach, when you have the pretty sand and the blue water. So just think about your location and what aesthetics it already offers, and that can help you determine whether or not you really need a lot of flowers, because flowers are pretty expensive and they don't last for very long. They die in a few days, so why not save the money where you can? Tip number three, skip the DJ. So music is that's when the party starts. So what I did personally at my wedding is I ditched the DJ. Instead, I downloaded a playlist onto my iPad, mixed my songs up, had everything, and then I hired my brother as the MC. Now, he was able to go through the playlist. He did an excellent job. So if you have someone that you really trust and who's a good speaker, well, they don't have to be the best speaker, but someone who's can get the crowd going, definitely use that. Rented speakers and the audio mix system, and boom, that was just enough. Saved so much money. We saved so much money on skipping out on the DJ. Plus, our guests had a fantastic time anyways. Tip number five, thrift for decor. Goodwill and Restore, clearance aisles, they all have good deals. I actually picked up a lot of my decorations from Goodwill. Brand new in the box, the same things that you would buy at Michael's or at another retail store for full price, I got for a fraction, a low fraction of the price at that. So that saved me a lot of money. And half the time it's brand new or barely even used. Tip number six, use cashback rewards. So for example, I have a credit card that offers me reward incentives. So instead of using my cash or my debit card, I made my purchases for the wedding through that credit card so that I could also get back the cashback rewards and the other incentives. Depending on what type of credit card you have and what it offers as far as rewards, you can really save some big bucks in the future, such as free stays at hotels. I do actually have a credit card that offers me free nights at hotels after I reach a certain amount of points, and all of my wedding expenses help get me up in my points. Make the mistake of paying for your wedding on a credit card because you don't have the funds. That's completely different. I just wanted to make that clear. But if you're going to use a credit card for your wedding, make sure that you use it strategically. Number 7. Get a room block. So this tip is actually if you're planning to stay at a hotel, you have a large group of people, or even a small group of people, it doesn't matter, that will be staying at a location. Get a room block. A lot of times, room blocks, depending on your travel agent, they may know of different promotions or discounts that you could get. Our situation, our room block, after a certain amount of guests booked, we got one room free. So it really turned out we got money back at the end, so that was pretty cool. Tip number 8, avoid alterations if you can. I know this is a tough one because our bodies change and we grow. I wouldn't get my exact size. It's always easier to make a dress smaller versus trying to make a dress bigger once you already have it. So I would definitely size up on the dress. Try and avoid alterations at all costs if you can, because they're expensive and they can sometimes make or break you. That leads me to tip number 9, which is do your own alterations if you can. If you're really crafty and you can do alterations, you know how to sew, you know how to knit, then I would say do what you can. So an example of this would be the bustle on a dress. The bustle on a dress is basically, if you have a very long dress, it pins it up so that it doesn't sweep the floor and restrict your movement during the reception when you're usually moving around a lot. A bustle costs a couple of $100s depending on where you go, which is usually back to the alteration place. If you can do it yourself, I actually went on YouTube and did some research and watched a couple of videos on how to bustle a dress, and it's actually pretty simple. If you can go out and get the tools, or you might even have the tools at home to do it, which it's nothing but needle thread and a hook, really, you should be able to do it on your own. You might be able to do it on your own. So give it a try. If you can, then at least you can save some money there. I did personally for my dresses, I added my own embellishments. I could have taken it to like an alterations place or a bridal shop, or even the bridal shop that I ordered my dress from, and had them embellish my gown to customize it. I actually took the time out to embellish my own gown. I wish I had a picture of it to show you guys, but I actually put crystals all over my dress myself. That would have cost me a couple $100s to do, plus the materials, but I did it all myself for like less than $20. So yeah, it can happen. Tip number 10. Don't splurge on shoes, especially if you have a long dress. No one is going to see your shoes. Like, no one's going to see your shoes. If you have a long dress, I would stick to some simple, cute heels that match your dress, or the embellishments on your dress, really. For me, I did silver shoes. My mom actually got them from Thrift. My mom actually picked them up. They were brand new, and they were actually, I think, Vince Camuto heels. They were really cute. But I wore them for about 30 seconds. Well, longer than that. I wore them for the entire ceremony. So yeah, I wore them walking down the aisle during the ceremony, and then after the ceremony, I scrapped the shoes, took those off, and I went barefoot for the rest of the night. Yeah, I was barefoot for the entire rest of our party. Did the shoes matter? No, because no one really saw them. Tip number 11. Buy your wedding attire offline. There's no reason why you absolutely have to go to a bridal shop. I'm not knocking, you know, these bridal shops because they have some gorgeous dresses, and believe me, I've seen some stunning dresses. So if you're going to purchase anything offline, I would read the reviews. I would definitely order well in advance, just in case something doesn't fit or you're not happy with it. You have time to ship it back and get something new. So there are a couple of sites that sell wedding attire. You can check out tbdress.com, asos.com. If I can figure out the others, I'll link them in the description box below. Tip number 12, attend bridal expos and conventions. So this is one thing that I did not do. I didn't go to any bridal expos. I didn't go to any events, bridal events or anything like that. I really don't have an excuse actually. A lot of these events actually give out pretty good freebies to brides and grooms. So you definitely want to take advantage of that if you can. I know one of my best friends, she got married a few years ago. She got her wedding dress from the bridal expo at significantly cheaper than she would have paid just going into the bridal salon. You can always enter and get lots of freebies, so make sure you definitely take advantage of that while you can. Tip number 13, do the wedding planning on your own. So wedding planning involves a lot of work and it can get pretty stressful, but it's not anything that you can't do yourself, especially if you have time on your side. If you can do the wedding planning yourself or hire one of your bridesmaids if you do have a bridal party, or have your mom or your sister or a close relative help you with the planning, you can save a lot of money. Tip number 14, if you have a tech-savvy friend or relative, someone coming to the wedding, use them to take photos. So we actually hired a photographer to take our ceremony photos and our cocktail hour photos, but we didn't hire one for our reception. I actually brought my camera because I have a DSLR camera, the same one that I'm recording on today. I brought that camera with me to our wedding, and I actually had one of my uncles and my cousins record on it. I was able to get footage of the wedding plus some great pictures. Tip number 15, ask for deals for wedding couples. So whether you're going on an excursion with your guests or you're doing something private with just you and your spouse, always let the person in charge, whether it be the cashier or whoever is setting up that event, let them know that you're getting married. You'll be surprised at how much of a discount you could actually get from doing this. After our wedding, we took our guests on an excursion. I just merely mentioned that we had just gotten married, and the person in charge was more than willing to give me and my husband our excursion for free. We just had to pay for our guests. So that was pretty awesome. All you have to do is just ask, are there any deals for wedding couples? Hey, I'm getting married. Is there a discount? So guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope that these tips were useful. There are like so many different ways that you can save money on a wedding, and just because you're in wedding season doesn't mean that you have to go broke over it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for my next video. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to hit that notifications button and subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video because I'll be going into detail about how to plan your wedding for under $10,000. So you don't want to miss that one. Bye, hugs.